Hello my dear students, welcome back. In my just last video, I completed about meiosis and differences between mitosis and meiosis also. So now in this session, I am going to discuss few important questions from my material, and so that it will be useful further to understand for you and to answer some of the questions. So I'm going to discuss the one which I have circled in my book. So first, I'm starting from here. Question number 20. Meiosis is characterized by. So here I'm going to read the question and option. Whenever solution is required, I'm going to explain it separately in a paper. So two nuclear divisions with chromosome divides twice. Meiosis is characterized by two nuclear divisions with chromosome divide twice. Two times nuclear division, nuclear divide twice with chromosome divides once. And two nuclear divisions with chromosome divide four times. One nuclear division with chromosome divide one time. Out of all these four options, earlier I have given you in the features, always in meiosis, nuclear division is two times and chromosome divides only one time. The number of nuclear divisions are 2 and number of nuclear divide is 3. 3 nuclear divide, 1 in meiosis 1 and 2 in meiosis 2. 3 nuclear divisions, but number of times if we take 2 times the nuclear divisions and 1 time the chromosome division. So here the answer will be second option. Okay, now the next question. Let us go through this 22nd question. I hope it is clear, children. 22nd question. The subphase of prophase 1 showing enlargement of nucleus and nucleolus respectively. Enlargement of nucleus and nucleolus. This we find in leptotene and zygotene. This I have given you in the explanation also. We find this in leptotene and zygotene. Now the next question. If each cell of the spore tetrad contains 4 chromosomes, how many Pachytene tetrads are found in meiocyte of that plant? If each spore tetrad, each cell of spore tetrad, you know spore tetrad has 4 spores and each cell is having how many? 4 chromosomes. That means this is a haploid number, n number of chromosomes. This is a haploid number. So how many Pachytene tetrads? The meaning of Pachytene tetrad. Pachytene tetrad is a bivalent with 4 chromatids, where we can observe 4 chromatids. This is called as a Pachytene tetrad. That means it is nothing but it is equal to a bivalent. So how many bivalents? Since 4 is the haploid number, there should be 4 bivalent. So here answer should be 4. This is question number 23. Now let's go to question number 25. Question number 25. The enzyme help in crossing over. Enzyme which helps in crossing over. Enzyme which helps in crossing over is this first option, that is endonuclease and ligase. And these two together are called as recombinase. This also I mentioned in my explanation. You should go through the video. This is called as a recombinase. So endonuclease and ligase. Endonuclease helps in breaking and ligase helps in joining. That is 25th question. Now let us take next question, 26th question. In 26th question, what is the ratio of number of chromatids, chromosomes, bivalent, centromeres respectively in a cell during metaphase 1? Just now I gave a table in my previous video. So such type of question you will be able to answer if you refer to that. So once again I read, what is the ratio of number of chromatids, chromosomes, bivalents and centromeres respectively in a cell during metaphase 1? So during metaphase 1, we know bivalents are present. So here we have to take the bivalent, single bivalent. Suppose we take one bivalent. You know one bivalent will have 2 2 chromosomes. 2 chromosomes. So what is asked first? Starting with chromatid. So how many chromatids? 4 chromatids. How many chromosomes? 2 chromosomes. How many bivalent we are taking? We are taking 1 bivalent. How many centromeres we have? We have 2 centromeres because there are 2 chromosomes. We have 2 centromeres. So this will be the answer. Third one will be the answer here for 26th question. Now, next let us go through the question number 28. Question number 28. Movement of bivalents towards the periphery of the nucleus and their movement towards the equator of meiocyte occur respectively. Movement towards periphery and movement towards the equator. This we find towards periphery we find in diakinesis and towards equator in metaphase. I gave you a name towards equator when they move. It is also called as congression towards the equator. Now let us go to the next question. Next question. Question number, we will consider the question number 30th one. Question number 30th. Number of meiotic divisions required to produce 100 seeds in angiospermic plant. Meiotic divisions for formation of 100 seeds. So here I will explain by taking separately a small paper. So what is the question here? Number of meiotic divisions required for formation of 100 seeds. So first thing, for formation of, I'll give you a simple formula for this, and in my next session, future sessions, I'll be considering sexual reproduction in plants. So there I'm going to explain clearly, and we will also come back to these questions. So here simply you can use the formula n plus n by 4. Here n is the number of, n equal to the number of seeds. So how many seeds are given here? 100 seeds. So 100 plus 100 by 4, that is 25. So here you will get the answer as 125. Now next question, question number 31. During meiosis, when the paternal and maternal chromosomes brought together and separated respectively, they are brought together and separated respectively, paternal chromosomes. Brought together during synapsis, that is zygote. They are separated during anaphase 1. So here you will consider the option 3. Now the next question, the number of, that is question number 32. Question number 32. The number of spindle apparati formed during formation of 100 microspores from microspore mother cell. So from microspore mother cell, the number of, first we have to calculate number of meiotic division. You know microspore mother cell will undergo meiotic division to form microspores. So how many spindle apparati for formation of 100 microspores? Microspores, you know, are formed as a result of meiotic division. So there are, this is question number 32. So for 100 microspore formation, for 100 microspores, we need how many microspore mother cells? 100 by 4, that is 25 microspore mother cells and meiotic division. So because each meiotic division will give 4, so there are, if 25 meiotic divisions, it is going to give rise to 100 microspores. Now how many meiotic divisions we got is 25, and spindle apparati formed for one meiotic division one meiotic division, for one meiotic, spindle formed is equal to 3. 3 spindle apparati are formed. 1 in meiosis 1 and 2 in meiosis 2. So total 3. We got how many? 25 meiotic divisions. So total spindle apparati we will get 25 into 3, that is equal to 75. So here the answer will be 75 for this question. Now next question, question number 33. How many reductional divisions are required for formation of 400 synergids? How many reductional divisions are required for formation of 400 synergids? You know, synergids are formed by reduction division of megaspore mother cell. One megaspore mother cell will produce 4 megaspores. This again I am going to discuss in detail in that chapter, sexual reproduction. But here I am going to explain as how much required for the question, whatever is required. So 1 megaspore mother cell. I am giving you the explanation first for this question number 33. So I'll read once again. How many reductional divisions are required for formation of 400 synergids? So here for question number 33, for 1 megaspore mother cell undergoes 1 meiosis and produces 1 functional megaspore. It will form 1 functional megaspore. I hope you understand the meaning of functional megaspore. 4 are formed, megaspores are formed, but out of that 3 degenerate and only 1 remains functional. And this functional megaspore will undergo further division. It will undergo mitotic divisions. And this 1 functional megaspore will form 2 synergids. So here we will limit our calculation explanation only for synergids. So for 1 meiotic division we are getting 2 synergids. So how many synergids are asked in the question here? 400 synergids. If it is 400 synergids, how many meiotic divisions? 2 synergids are formed out of 1 meiotic. So 400 synergids we get, for 400 synergids we get 200 meiotic divisions. So answer will be 200. So here we have the option as 200 meiotic divisions. Okay, now let us go to the next question. I have discussed all the models which you can expect in any exam, especially in this chapter. So now let us go to the next question, question number 36. Question number 36. The ratio of chromosomes moving to each pole during anaphase 2 to those moving to each pole during anaphase 1. So how many chromosomes? Here no chromatids. Listen to read the question. Ratio of chromosomes moving towards pole in anaphase 2 and anaphase 1. Equal number will move, because by anaphase 1 the chromosome reduction will take place. Almost chromosome number is reduced. Same number is maintained in meiosis 2. So the ratio will be 1:1. For this you also refer to the table which I just discussed in my previous video. Okay, now let us discuss another question. Question number 53. Question number 53. A cell with 2n number equal to 16 undergoes meiosis. Each of the 4 daughter cells formed at the end of division will have. Each of the 4 daughter cells will have half the chromosome number. So it should be 8 chromosomes. Single stranded, because each will have only 1 chromatid. So at the end of the division, So it is going to have one chromatid only. So answer will be 8 chromosomes and single stranded. You can go through the other options also given. The correct answer will be 8 chromosomes and single stranded. Now, next question. Next question, 60th question. The second spindle apparatus formed in meiosis 2 is formed. How is it formed? Second spindle apparatus. So it will be right angle to the first one. This point also I discussed in my explanation. It will be right angle to the first one. Whatever formed in metaphase 2, the spindle apparatus will be right angle to the spindle apparatus formed in metaphase 1. Now, next question. Just one or two models I am going to discuss. Question number 69. In DNA content, the cell of a cell 2C. If DNA content is 2C, after M phase, what will be the DNA content of the cell at G1S and G2 phase? It is 2C after M phase. That means DNA content is reduced. DNA content 2C. What will it be in G1 phase? First, if we take in G1 phase. G1 phase, it has to be 2C only because there is no DNA replication. Then S phase, it has to be 4C. Same thing will be maintained in G2 phase also. The answer will be 4. Now last, another model of question which you can get is simply a matching type of question you can get taking different steps in the meiosis. This is question number 70. Question number 70. Can just go through it, read the question. Question number 70, we find you have to match with the stage of meiosis. Terminalized chiasma. Terminalized chiasma you find in diakinesis, terminalization process. Exchange of segments of chromatid. This we find in Pachytene, exchange of segments. Synapses of homologous chromosome. This we find in Zygotene. Appearance of chiasmata. This we find in Diplotene. Because Diplotene, there is a repulsion of homologous pair of chromosomes. So when there is a repulsion of homologous pair of chromosomes, we find there is chiasma are more clearly visible. This is what I have discussed, children. Few important questions which are required for meiosis. Some more I will be discussing as and when we get some time, or as and when it is required in between. But concentrate more on the concept, understanding the concept, that is more and more important. So thank you very much, children. Have a good day. Please subscribe my channel so that all such useful explanation you are going to get. Thank you very much. Have a good day.